Hello, third graders. We're back. We're going to do our science. And in your packet for this week, you have some science workbook pages. So we're going to go over those a little bit. Okay? So your first page, the first page we're doing is on page 423. 423 with the little girl looking out the window. Okay? It says it's January. And if you look here, you can't see it so much here, but on your worksheet you can see it. It has a calendar. If you look at the title says January. It is January, but Maritza, that's the little girl's name, Maritza is going outside in shorts and a t-shirt. Why did she make this choice? Write your answer on the lines below. Okay, why do you think that Maritza's wearing shorts? Well, it could be one of two things. First thing, January, it could be a really warm day in January. I remember my son's birthday is January 26th, and he had a birthday party one time when he was in grammar school. He's older now, so many, many years ago. And it was really warm out that day, the day of his party. And the children that were here at my home for the party were running outside, playing basketball, took their coats off. It was really warm out. I think it was like 63 that day, okay? So it could be a day like that, okay? And if you notice outside on your sheet, you can see there's no snow, just the grass, okay? And there's actually green grass. So it could be an abnormally warm day for that season. Or she could live in Hawaii. She could live in Florida. She could live in Arizona. She could live, remember we talked about closer to the equator, where it isn't snowing there, where the winters are mild or warm. Okay? Next page. Okay, page 424, 424. Time and temperature. It says things change. Okay, nobody knows that better than third graders. You've had a lot of changes and you've handled them beautifully. And things do change in life. So it says observe the weather today. Was it the same yesterday or the day before? Has the weather changed? Some days it rains, some days it's warm, some days it's cold. Okay, what about a month ago? Probably not the same. Weather changes from day to day, week to week, and month to month, especially places like here in Chicago. Weather changes, so think about how the weather can change. Look at each month below. Here are the months, March, April, and May. Okay? The data shows the average temperature and precipitation for each month in, and they use Chicago as an example, because we're a good example of weather changing. So this is Chicago that was used in your book. So there are other students who have this book in other states, and they're reading about your weather. So let's first talk about temperature and precipitation. When they say the average temperature, so the average temperature is for that month as they take all the temperatures and they determine kind of the average or the kind of what the norm is, okay, for those months of temperature, those days. Precipitation, okay, let's write that on the board because that might be a new word. And you know, this word is so phonetically correct that I want you to see. Oops, can't write with that one. That one's ready to go. Precipitation. Okay? Precipitation is another word for water in either a liquid form or a solid form. So what would be an examples of precipitation? Well, you could have rain. Okay? It could be drizzling out, a drizzle. Rain and drizzle are the same except the size of the droplets. So rain has large water droplets, large rain droplets. And drizzle has tiny little drizzle raindrops. So they're smaller, but they're both similar, but the size of the raindrops, or the size of the drops is different. So they're more kind of on the liquid water side. And then you might have things that are not totally solid, but tending to start going towards the solids. So you could have sleet, okay, and then you could have snow, and you could have hail, okay. and you could have an ice storm. Okay? So we're going on this continuum as they get more solid. So precipitation is anything liquid, such as rain, or in the form of going towards the solid. So precipitation is rain and snowing and sleet and hail and ice. Okay. So here they talk about two things, precipitation and temperature. Okay? And they give the average, so they give 1 degrees, and you can see it's degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? So now we're going to read the questions that go with this. We'll leave this up here so you can see it more. So here on page 425, it says, look at the data. Here's your data. On the previous page, describe 2 weather conditions that change over time. What 2 did they give us? Temperature and precipitation. Okay? So you could say 2 weather conditions that change are temperature and precipitation. In Chicago, because that's what this is, Chicago, the average temperature increases from March to May. Okay? So let's look at that. Here's March's temperature, 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? So we go January, February, March, April. We're heading towards summer. Is the temperature going up? Yes. It went from 33 to 47. And then in May, it's 62. And then we know that as we get more into summer, that it gets warmer and warmer. Okay? Now let's talk about the precipitation. Okay? It says the total precipitation changes also. Okay? So over the 3 months, the precipitation changes. It went from 2 inches of rain, was it spring, to 8 inches of rain in April, because we know that April is when it rains a lot, so that the trees and the flowers and the grass all get water. Okay? And then finally, when we get into May and starts warming up more, we get less rain. So it went from 2 inches in March to 8 inches in April and 4 inches in May. Okay? So let's look here and see if it says do the math using a map for math. Read each statement about the data. Here's the data. Remember, the data is like information. Okay? Something called data. Okay, read each statement about the data from the map on the opposite page. Here's the map on the opposite page. Circle all the statements that are true. Let's look at each one. The average temperature in March is 29 degrees more than in May. So they're saying the temperature in March is more than May. So let's look at March. Okay, March is 33 degrees. May is 62. Is that right? No. Okay. The temperature they're saying on here, circle if it's true, the temperature in March is more than May. Is March more than May? It's the opposite. And that would only make sense because we're going into summer. So that's not true. We're not going to circle that. Okay. Let's look at B. The total precipitation in March and May is 2 inches less than in the month of April. So March and May. So we're looking at precipitation. So we're in this column. We're looking at March. Precipitation is 2 inches. Here's March. It says 2. The total precipitation in March and May. So here's March. Here's March. And here's May. Let's see what May's is. May is 4 inches. So it says the total for March and May. 4, 5, 6. So that's the total for March and May. The total precipitation in March and May is 2 inches less than that in April. So here's the total, 6 inches for March and May. April says 8 inches. Is 6 2 inches less than 8? Yes, it is. So we're going to circle B, because that's true. Okay. If I'm going too fast, remember that you can always put these on pause and go back and listen to them. Okay. And then letter C. The average temperature in May is 15 degrees less than in April. Let's look at that one. The temperature in May, here's May, is May 15 less than in April. Well, here's April. We're talking we're talking temperature, okay? The average temperature, so we're going to go to May. Here's May. Temperature is 62. So May is 62 degrees. The average temperature in May is 15 degrees less than April, okay? April's is 47, so it's more. May's is more than April, not less, so that's wrong. So we're not going to circle that one. Okay, don't let all the words throw you. Just look at May's, look at March's, see which one is less or more. Okay? D, the temperature and precipitation both show the pattern of increasing each month. Okay, so let's look at temperature. They're asking from March to May, does the temperature keep increasing? For temperature, 33 degrees, 47, 62. It keeps going up. Well, we can't circle it yet because it says it's the precipitation also doing that. Precipitation in March, 2 inches, 8 inches, it's going up still, 4 inches. Now it went down. We can't circle that one because it went up and then down. So D, we don't circle. That's not right. E, the average temperature in April is 14 degrees more than in March. Okay? So we have to find April. They're talking temperature. So temperature is on this side. So the temperature in April is 47. April. This is April. April. The average temperature in April is 14 degrees more than March. So we need to know what March is. March is 33 degrees. Is there a difference of 14? 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. There is a 14-degree temperature between the two. So we can circle that one. Circle E. And F. The total precipitation in April. Okay, the total precipitation in April is 4 inches more than in May. Okay? Okay, April is 4 inches more than May. So April is 47, May is 62, okay? Let's see the difference in those, okay? So 47, the difference between 62 and 47, is it 15? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, the total precipitation in April is 4 inches more than in May. Okay, we look at the difference between April and May. Is it four difference? We're doing precipitation. Here's precipitation. Is the difference between these two 4 inches? Yes. Okay. It says that April's is 4 inches more than May. April's is 4 more than May. April is 8. May is 8. So April is 4 inches more. And then down here at the bottom, they're just asking you to draw these in for each month. What's the average precipitation? You get them from right over here. March, 2 inches, 2 inches. April, 8 inches, 8 inches. We're just copying. May, 4 inches, 4 inches. And then they give you the precipitation for the year before. And they want you to use your symbols. Is it equal to? Is it less than? Remember, L like a less. Is it more than? Okay? Now, another thing on another video I give you that you can watch is the lady talks about the alligator and how the alligator eats a lot. His big jaws open up. So whenever the jaws of the alligator should be facing the larger number. So the larger number, the larger number. And the tiny one, when it gets real small, okay, then it would be the smaller number. Okay, so let's look and see here. So that means the alligator's jaws are here, and he's always eating a lot, so he's eating the larger number. So March, 2 inches versus 1 inch. The alligator's jaws are pointing to the larger number. April, 8 inches versus 9 inches. The alligator's jaws are opening to the larger number, to the 9. And 4 inches inches versus 5 inches. The alligator's jaws are pointing to the 5. Okay? Okay, so we'll come back and we'll do more worksheets. And I'll see you in a little while.